What's going on? It's your boy Bobby the Boss Man back with another episode of Fish House. I know it's been a minute. I had to get a couple things in order, but we back.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Once again, it's your boy Bobby the Boss Man from BossFish Specialty Cichlids, BossFish Aquatics. Welcome to Fish House. This is where we sit back and talk about aquatic life, regular life, and everything else that we do to make things happen the way we make them happen. We bosses over here, entrepreneurs, man. Let's get back into it. We got a couple new segments going on this time around. I'm going to start talking about what you're smoking on. Look out for the new Fish House Exotics. It'll be up on the website. We'll talk about that a little bit later. What else you guys got going on? Don't forget to check us out on Facebook at BossFish Specialty Cichlids, BFSC20, Instagram, TikTok, and also listen to this podcast on all of the available streaming services. So that being said, let's go. We're going to start this off right with a new segment called What You're Smoking On. Over here in New Jersey, man, you know it's all legal for us over here, so time to smoke. Let me know what kind of strain you like, what's your favorite strain, what you're smoking on, when you start smoking. Do you smoke in the morning, all day, all night? Let's get it started. Yeah, anyway, man, so that's the new jingle that I made. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But, yeah, back to what I'm smoking on. I'm smoking on some white runts. Let's get back to it. The Fish House Exotics brand is now out and available. Trying to get it available all across the country, but you know that's going to take a long time. But over here in New Jersey, you should be able to find it in your local smoke shop and dispensary pretty soon. Until then, you can hit up Fish House Exotics. That's FHXOTICS at gmail.com with any inquiries about that. But yeah, man, so I'm smoking on some white runs, Fish House Exotics, some do-si-do, and also some peanut butter breath, man. Like, I really enjoy the peanut butter breath. To me, it's got a very good flavor. You know, some of these strains, are only available by us. We got lucky enough to find a nice grower on the other side of the country, man, that really takes care of us. So look out for those strains for right now. Peanut butter breath, pink runts, and do-si-do. All right, enough of that. Let's get into our next segment called What's in Your Tank. I want to know what's in your tank, what kind of fish you breed, what kind of fish you raise, what kind of fish you like, your dream fish, any kind of fish, man. This is the Fish House podcast. We talk about any kind of fish, saltwater, freshwater, you name it, man. So what I could do is I could tell you the kind of fish that I'm keeping right now and that I'm breeding. Of course, I'm breeding African cichlids, peacocks, and all different types of OB peacocks. I have a pretty mature group of Tropheus duboisi and Tropheus caritza. They don't breed that much, but I'm hoping and wishing that I can get some, so I got my fingers crossed. I do everything, man. I got a lot of Mabunas, Pseudotropheus, some of my favorite fish, man. Labiotropheus. At the moment, I'm breeding Africobu, red top, zebra, albino red tops, and then also I have a 75-gallon full of big haps and Victorian fish, swallowtails, rostratus. Wow, what else we got in there? Hippo point salmon. Also I still do have my prized group of Salvinis who are breeding like madmen. SRD flower horns. I got a new group of Sulphurhead Mylandi that are breeding pretty nice. Jack Dempsey's, Red Texas. Oh man, you name it, bro. It's like I can go on and on. Out of the 23 tanks I have, man, I always say they're all my favorite, but if I was to choose one, my big fish called Toad, he's a big, huge male SRD flower horn that I've raised since Fry, and I'm ready to mix him with his female so they can get busy. A couple other groups real quick. I got some Star Sapphires, some Nagara Flame Tails. I'm getting to a lot of different things now. I have some albino sharks that are, they're kind of small right now, but they're the albino version of the red-tailed shark. I also have the rainbow red-tailed sharks, and amongst other things, man. It's hard for me to speak about every single one of them because there's so much going on here. But anyway, I want to get into a real important subject that I think should be talked about more often. I don't really see too many people talking about this subject, and that's quarantining your fish. We all get new fish and we get so excited to throw them in our tanks, but then we fail to realize that we don't know where that fish came from. We don't know the quality of water it was in. We don't know if it's carrying a parasite or ick or anything like that. So I want to get into that. Just a quick story. It's happened to me twice. About a year and a half ago, I got lucky. Well, I thought I got lucky, and I picked up about 40 large peacocks and African cichlids for almost nothing. You know what I mean? And I was just so excited to get these beautiful fish. I didn't even take into consideration why this guy was selling them for so cheap. But anyway, what ended up happening is that one at a time they started to die. I sold a couple of them off, and luckily I didn't have any issues with those. Not that I know of anyway. I never got any complaints or callbacks about them, but turns out they all had an internal parasite that I did not know at the time how to treat. And not only did they all die off one at a time, they started to infect other fish, not only in that one tank and the other tanks around me, because, cross-contamination is a big thing. You go from one tank to another with a net or a algae scrubber, or even just your hands are doing water changes, and next thing you know, you got cross-contamination in every tank that got touched by the first tank's water. Are all sick, and I learned the hard way. I lost a lot of fish. I lost so much fish that I almost wanted to give up. It was a big loss. It was a couple $1,000s worth of my inventory and private fish. Because I have my own tanks that I keep here myself that aren't for sale, that I don't even show, that I just keep for me and my family to enjoy. So you guys got to start quarantining your fish if you're not doing it already. Anybody that has an abundance of fish, should have a quarantine tank. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be a 10-gallon, 20-gallon. The way these tanks are, they're so cheap nowadays. And you can get a sponge filter. You can get anything for like $20 to make that happen. You know what I mean? Make sure that you medicate every fish that comes in. You find a nice regimen of medication that works for you. Medication that works for me is... it's fairly simple. There's a medicine called Ick Guard, and it's made by Tetra. And the Ick Guard is fairly simple. You put one tablet in for every 10 gallons of water. It says to do a water change after 2 to 3 days of treatment, but I decided to leave the medicine in there for about 10 days. I do 2 doses and leave the medicine in for 10 days before I do a water change. I keep a heater in the tank set about 80 degrees or 82 degrees, and also this medicine is simply for external parasites. Tetra also makes another medicine called Lifeguard, and they work good together, but this one here treats internal parasites and fungal and bacterial diseases, which you got to be real careful of, because these infections and diseases can just pop up out of nowhere. Some fish that we get, they come in, they look nice and healthy, and within a day or two, they start growing some kind of fuzz on them or white spot, or you see them sitting on the bottom of the tank or breathing hard. You want to make sure you get to that before that happens. So I feel the best way to do that is to quarantine every fish that you get separately from your main tank or whatever it is that you got going on, and keep them away for a good amount of time, 14 days. And if you feel like something is going wrong, just keep them separated longer. The longer the better. You don't want anything to, infect anything that you've been having for a long time. It kind of sucks when you have fish for a couple of years. Next thing you know, they die within 2 days because you got some new fish. That makes you feel like shit. I know I feel like shit when it happens. So, very important. Quarantine your fish. Keep them medicated. Come up with a good solution just in case you guys run into any issues of disease or bacterial infection or anything of that nature. And I think that it'll make your hobby so much more enjoyable. And by the way, if you're wondering about the music playing in the background, anything that you hear here on this podcast from this point out is going to be my own productions. Production company is Black Viking Entertainment. You can find it on SoundCloud and also bandlab.com. Working on getting another station added to my YouTube channel, and also another music podcast. But until then, I get to play my music in the background and let you guys enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, let me know, man. Hit me up if you need any kind of beats or anything like that made, any kind of audio productions. I'm your man. I don't know about you guys, but I get bored fairly easy. I got a lot going on over here besides the aquarium maintenance business and the fish breeding. Like I said just a second ago, I do make beats. I'm getting into the marijuana industry. There's a clothing line that we got out called that segues off the Fish House Exotics. You can also find that link in the bio. If you guys want to support us that way, you can support us that way also. I really appreciate it. We got some really nice designs out there. But anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is tank mates, which I think is a pretty important topic. I know we all like to keep all different kinds of fish, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I get people that come here and they hear the word cichlid, and they have a cichlid at home, but they don't realize that the cichlid that they have are a little bit different than all the other cichlids that are available. So for instance, somebody has an angelfish. They have one angelfish that's been in the tank for about 2 years. They're getting bored with it, so they want to add some more cichlids. So they come here and they see it, they go, oh wow, that one's nice. Look at the color, not realizing the cichlids that I breed and that I keep are a completely different category. African cichlids, Central American cichlids, all of these fish are highly aggressive fish. Not only do they have different water parameters, they require different water temperatures, different diets. Not all fish eat flakes, and not all fish eat pellets. African cichlids and Central American cichlids, in my opinion, are not the beginner fish. They're more advanced for the more advanced level hobbyist that has more experience with, maybe you have to buffer your water, or maybe that you don't. But yeah, man, you can't mix goldfish with a 6-inch OB peacock, red empress, because, it's just not a good look. You wouldn't believe how many people come here and they don't understand that. And I'm not really just about the money. I'm not going to sell a person a fish that I know is going to go and take out everything that they have in their tank. There's some people out there that just don't care, but I care about my clients, and I care about the fish, and my fish, not only just mine, other ones around me. I'm just an animal lover. But yeah, you got to be careful what fish you mix with. I'm not saying that you can't mix African cichlids with Central American cichlids, because you can. Some people do it fairly successful. All I'm saying is that you got to do some research before you just start dropping fish in your tank. Because if I sell you an African cichlid, and you don't tell me about the guppies that you have, and you give me a call telling me that it ate all of your guppies, unfortunately, there's nothing that I could do about that. Even though I may want to, and I may even do something about it, it's not fair to say that, this is something you should have told me ahead of time. But I do explain that on my website. And in the fish keeping hobby, I think people are pretty critical, and especially on Facebook and all these other social media sites. I think they call them tank Nazis. I see it all the time. What size tank? And I don't think they're saying it out of curiosity. They just want to know, what size tank do you have this monster of a behemoth catfish in? And that's what I want to talk about next, is your tank size. Tank size. There's some fish that get fairly big. I have some fish that are pushing 18 inches, but those fish I don't keep in a 55 gallon. I either keep them in a 300 gallon tote, or my one large show tank, which is a 220 gallon. It's got a lot of big fish in there, man. If you guys follow my YouTube channel, you'll see my one fish. He is a 16 inch Midas. Not sure if it's a male or a female, but the name is Smalls. Pretty nice fish. I got it from a local fish store. Sitting in a 10 gallon. Nobody wanted to buy it because he was a so-called murderer. I've had him for almost a year, and he's never killed not one fish. He's in there with a lot of fish. A lot of big ones, some small ones, all pretty much Central South American fish. I think for the exception of one, there might be something in there. I'm not sure where the ornate bichers are from, but I have 2 ornate bichers in there. I think those are the only ones that don't fit in the same Central South American category. I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah, man, you guys got to start taking notice and ask questions, and don't be afraid to learn from someone else. We all learn from everyone. Ask me as many questions as you want. I don't mind sharing a lot of knowledge that was shared to me. We're not born with this knowledge. We have to learn it. And the only way we can learn it is by copying someone else. You copy an old guy that's been in the fish hobby for about 30, 40 years. I'm sure he's got it down. Whether I agree with some of the practices or not, I do take a lot of the advice, and it all normally works out for me. So let's be smart fish keepers and keep some of these things in mind. I don't know everything, man. I learn day by day. But there's a couple of things that I know that I'm becoming an expert at. And some of these things that we're going to talk about, hopefully I can show you guys that. But yeah, man. I don't know. What next? What else should we talk about? When I start doing some lives, hopefully you guys call in and you can have some suggested topics. But you know what? Here's a song that my son Kanan made. I produced last year. I think it's pretty cool. He's probably going to not like the fact that I put it on the podcast. But hey, what do you want me to do? Check it out. His name is Kanan. He calls himself King Kane. I think it's pretty dope.
Smoking a tree, I'm off of this weed. You gunning for me, so why you ain't coming for me? You niggas, you want it, you better get drumming for me. And we don't do nothing for free, and that's the reason that I got all these hundreds on me. I don't give a fuck about none of you niggas, so why you act like you want something from me? Hey, gang shit, give a fuck what you saying. Pop out trucks till we spray shit. Call up gang, go slay shit. Still trapping at the basement, watch the roads grow through the pavement. On the E-way in a big body doing 90 speed racing.
Greetings, Earthling.
No, I ain't done with you niggas. I'm about to go pull out this 50 round drum and you niggas. I smoke to my lungs, but to give in. I do what I want, but to do what you can just to fit in. So with that bread you was getting, I'm King Kane, but you know that I stand on my business, And I'm the trending topic, and one day it's gonna be millions inside these denim pockets. I call a Che like, what's the deal? He say, yo, Kane, we got it. And when they come back, he see it like, you know how we rockin', ayy. And I ain't even lying. I do this rap shit with ease, bitch. I ain't even trying. I pull up shooting from deep, can't see the 3 lines. And like LeBron with that heat, we leave you deep fried. Nigga, no, I ain't done with you niggas. I'm about to go pull out this 50 round drum and you niggas. I smoke to my lungs, but to give in. I do what I want, but you do what you can. That bread you was getting, I'm King Kane, but you know that I stand on my
I hope
business,
you guys enjoy that one. Here's another one by my son, King Kane. I think he's pretty dope, man. Up a couple rappers. He's only 20 years old. Hopefully he makes this a big thing for him because I love this shit. Check it out. King Kane, Fish House. Yeah.
King walk in and he dripping shit up, put a blick, he might blick this shit up. I came in through the back of the club, so you know that it's touching the VIP shit getting drunk. Y'all niggas be hating on me, but I can't give a fuck. I be telling them niggas what's up. And they say they sliding, but I know they ain't pulling up, cause them ringers finna shoot some. Kane walked in with a whole different attitude, package move, getting to the cheese with the package do. Block out chasing the Jake, so we bout to move. New bando, money filling up in every room. Sipping on this purple rain, nigga, I could barely move. Smoking on this purple haze, smell the smoke in the room. Keep the shit 100, I ain't never had a pack of two, but I do, just in case a rapper wanna act a fool. King walk dripping shit up with a blick, he might blick this shit up. I came in through the back of the club, so you know that it's tucking the VIP shit getting drunk. Y'all niggas be hating on me, but I can't give a fuck. I be telling them niggas what's up. And they say they sliding, but I know they ain't pulling up, cause them ringers finna shoot some. Hey, new whip, new drip, fuck that, cop me a new bitch. She want me to fly out the roof, Chris. Say nah, bitch, unless you do this. Y'all don't really want to see me start sliding on shit, cause if I do, them bitches ruthless. And me be the gang, and we ain't recruiting. Y'all can't stop the movement. Can't walk in and he dripping shit up with a blick, he might blick this shit up. I came in through the back of the club, so you know that it's tucked in the VIP shit getting drunk. Y'all niggas be hating on me, but I can't give a fuck. I be telling them niggas what's up. And they say they sliding, but I know they ain't pulling up, cause them ringers finna shoot some. King Canyon bitch better bow down, spin a block and then we bring them rounds out. Niggas said he was waiting on me to pull up, he ain't home, then we airing his house out. And yo bitch, I been all in the chow chows, pack a punch with this dick, make her wild out. Got her talking like she wanna be my B, I'm sorry bitch, niggas time to be out now. Steady smoking the pack of the pound now. Louis drip when I'm walking around now. So much money on me when I'm headed back home, swear to God that I might buy the town now. Chop a kick, get that nigga a roundhouse, tryna get bands in my jeans off of SoundCloud. Niggas know that I'm holding the crown now. Like I said, this King Kane better bow down, bitch. Can't walk in and he dripping shit up with a blick, he might blick this shit up. I came in through the back of the club, so you know that it's tucking the VIP shit getting drunk. Y'all niggas be hating on me.
Once again, this is my son King Kane. You can check him out on SoundCloud. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast so far, man. I'm gonna cut this one short. I'm a little busy around here at the Fish House, man, and I'm gonna end this out with one of these songs that I did about myself. Excuse the language, but this will tell you a little bit why I am the way I am. Until next time, peace.
Production slice when I grip the dick in the days of smacking shit under niggas. When I pull up, my presence put the bitch in the niggas. Pull a truck up, no time wasted, my nigga. Been the boss my whole life, in case you wondering, nigga. Don't give a fuck of what you think of me, cause only God could judge me. I love to see all you haters envy me. Compared to me, you a peasant, nigga. Get on your knees, kiss the ring, bow down to the king, niggas is fleas. Proud of my past, ain't no secret to me. I'm building an empire, I can lead in my seeds. And while you niggas use to re-up on trees, I take my cash to the bank for bitcoins just to finance my brand. You pop shit, I let it ring. I used to kick doors while you running on the plug. I'm in the spot, taking everything. Still move fish, turn my hobby to a business thing. The kind of bricks, leaving packages to loop. Yes, yes, it feels good to be blessed. All the shit I've been through, the heartache and the stress, but it makes it worthwhile, all the pain in my chest. If I had to do it again, nigga, no regrets. Why you niggas think I'm too aggressive and hot-headed? But at times you're probably right. Shit don't happen overnight. I'm working on it, trying to pick up all these pieces of my life. And every time I get to thinking, demons visit me at night. But the strength I got from struggle got me hardened like a stone. Back hurting, hands aching, but I gotta provide a home, cause my family depends on it. From my baby to my grown son. You love your pops, I wish I had one. But if niggas try to stun, I'm still the same G, but humble now, proceed with caution. Don't make this OG lay you down, the tug of war's mean, trying to get me to cross the line that God drew. But I ain't shy on y'all cool, plus I do this for my kids. I do this for niggas that's doing bids. I do this shit for niggas trying to fill their fridge with hammers tucked in their ribs. Turn my hobby to a biz, I'm trying to change how I live. Space monkey smoke the medication. Twist the branch of the frontal leaf for meditation. You test me, best believe it be retaliation. No need to explain, but I think it's about time for an explanation. Typical shit. Hood nigga trying to get rich. Weed in the sniff. Transport trips with my bitch. Up and down the highway, swerving lanes and shit. Pedal to the metal, my bitch had the gat in the first. I'm from a cloth that ain't been stitched in years. Too many beers, no time for tears. I hope you niggas hear the words I'm spitting. All you snitching motherfuckers get in line with a henchman, thinking that you know it all. Now you wishing you listened but didn't. I've been a boss, bitch, you bitch niggas was little kids. I took a loss and bounced back, nigga, respect the kid. No more chopper bricks, I move fish, but not the ones you weigh in a scale. No more duck and bell and bench warrants get locked in a cell. For missing court and raising hell and smacking niggas in jail. Now I'm blessed, nigga, This shit comes with a heavy price, 9 months in the rehab, and my girl fucking lost her life. Damn, I pray to God, nigga, tell me something. My nigga, don't make this fucking pain count for nothing. Head down, eyes forward, your kids need to get you something. It's time to boss up. Get this bag, nigga, no discussion. Yeah. I'm talking about. I do this for my kids. Yeah. All the fathers out there. I do this shit for the niggas trying to fill the fridge, hammers tucked in the ribs. Yeah. That's what I done. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Get what you gotta get. Yeah. Don't give a fuck about no nigga. I'm trying to talk about you. Say about you. You're gonna do what the fuck you're gonna do no matter what. Yeah, Muhammad, true it is. I'm trying to change how I live. Black.